Atalanta. It's getting ready to get a new coat of gel coat put on the top. We have the workers working on it now. It's already been covered from the very front of the boat to the very back of the boat, and covered very high up, all the sails and bowls and everything else that's there. They are working on it now. I expect it to be done on the top here in a couple of days, at which time they'll go ahead and do the gel coat on the sides. After that, we'll go to doing the bottom coat, and it should be about ready to be put back into the water at that point. It seems like they're doing a good job. I sure hope so. We'll find out in a few days. Well, the gel coat is almost finished. They are still finding little imperfections and sanding them out. Here are my two workers back to work. You can see the one that's closest to me, that's Blake. Blake is filling in the little dimples with the gel coat, like I described earlier. And of course, we have the other worker that's on the other side, as you can hear, is using a sander to smooth them off. The ones that have dried. Morning, Blake! Yeah. Hi, this is Keith on a nice sunny day in Colombia. It's Sunday and the workers are not working today, which leaves me the ability to get into the cockpit and work on the pedestal. I needed to put the campus back on, which I'm currently doing, and I also need to find out what's going on with the steering. That's my electrical work done before I'm done, though. Looks like we've lost a light bulb sometime down the road. Will you look below while I'm doing this and see if there's something blocking the rudder? When you're ready. You ready? Huh? Yeah, I understood that part, honey. So I'm going to put it back together again and worry about cleaning it up and everything later. I'll just go with a towel as much as I can. I'll have to re-grease the chain, and that's going to be a trouble.
If you want something to
I've got something. And it's already dirty now. It's temporary.
Well,
Huh? Why is it temporary? Because I still got to grease the chain and everything. Well, it's a brand new day. My workers, or as I'd rather call them now, my tradesmen, because they're doing such a good job, have finished with the smooth part of the gel coat on the surface, and they are now working on the pebbly part, the walking part, the part that you don't want to slip on. This part here, they're going ahead and doing also in gel coat, but they're using a different color. They're using a cream colored versus the snow white colored everywhere else. These guys are doing such a great job. I think that I'd like to go ahead and give them a recommendation for anybody that's looking on getting some work done to consider the idea of going someplace where a tradesman will work for $20 a day versus a tradesman working for $100 or $150 a day an hour in a place like the United States. They do an excellent job. They always need the work, especially now in the pandemic era. And it would be a way for you to go get work done on your boat, all kinds of work done on your boat, a lot cheaper. It's worth the sail down here. We have our new gel coat pretty well finished. A few touch-up jobs, and that's going to be it. There's a difference between the color of here and here, though it's not an extreme amount. It's supposed to actually age, and as it ages, it'll actually get more, it'll get darker. But I'm happy with it right now, actually. Except that it's raining. It's looking good. Well, in the last year and a half that Mildred and I have been in the Philippines, I've been a little bit concerned about what kind of damage is occurring with the engine when it's sitting alone, hasn't been used, the oil hasn't been circulating. The possibility is that the crankshaft had locked up on the engine and that it may not start. I really don't like the idea of buying a new engine. So I'm going to go ahead and check it out. What I'm going to do is see whether or not the crankshaft will actually go ahead and rotate. I'm going to use this big socket that I've got here and this big breaker bar, and I'm going to place it on the nut that's here on the crankshaft and see whether it will rotate. If it rotates, it's going to be a good chance that we will not have a problem with the engine starting. And it still might end up not starting, but there's a good chance that it will be okay. So, nut goes. This breaker bar. Here we go. Oh, it's tight. Oh, it's tight. Oh, it's rotating. Okay. Yeah, it's rotating. I rotate a few more times, probably loosen up a little bit better. Oh, that was good. That was better. Okay, it's starting to rotate a lot easier. All right. Well, just a few times, just to have everything dip down into the oil. Seems fine. I think we got lucky. Here. They've got a liquid polish. They've got a paste polish. They're putting the paste polish on first, and then using the buffing it in, and then they're putting the liquid on and buffing it in. So it gets very, very shiny. Brillante. This is ivermectin. It actually is the strongest strength ivermectin I could find, 3.15%. Used injectable for cattle, for cows. We put it into the anti-fouling. It's going to be a little bit of an experiment. I read that ivermectin was very good for prevention of barnacles on the bottom of the boat. It will kill the barnacles before they even attach. So we're going to see how these work out. Now, we did put a coat of regular anti-fouling on it before we're going to be putting the second coat, which is containing the ivermectin, to make sure that in worst case scenario and this paint ends up not working, we still have another coat of anti-foul that will do the job. Oh, and by the way, the anti-fouling that we're using is it's a type of anti-fouling with a very, very high amount of solids. And because it has a very high amount of solids, it will be equivalent of putting on 2 coats when you only put on 1. So it literally doubles the amount.